Hello everyone and welcome back to Soulscapes. Today I wanted to speak about one of my paintings that began as a side project. Honestly, it was just a side project. It's called Views. It's right behind me. It's not that big, so I can hold it up and show it to you. It's small, really. It's 29 centimeters by 29 centimeters. And let me explain the journey of Views. What began as a painting was something else. I was working on another piece, a bigger piece called Transcendence. I'll speak about that later. It's completed, but there was a there was a reason behind painting Transcendence. It began as a painting, as a project to be on the cover of a book. I was approached by somebody to if I would paint something so that it can be a cover of their book, an architectural book. And so began Transcendence, but I will speak about what happened with Transcendence later. While I was doing that, because it's in oil takes a long time to dry, and I had used a very strong Persian blue, and I manipulated it in such a way so that it looks black. But anyway, that process was lengthy, it was taking time to dry, and in between I was thinking, what do I do? So I had this small canvas, and ironically I was watching one of the auctions uh, of Sotheby's about a painting of Mark Rothko being sold for millions, of course. And I was fascinated. When I looked at the painting, I was fascinated. His art, fascinating. Um, the symbolism behind the meaning of his art is intriguing. And I was looking at it, but it led me to a space within myself where I questioned what could he have been thinking while he was painting what he was painting. What was going on in his mind? What was going on within his soul? What was he connecting with on a more deeper level? And I said, let me try. I not with the intention at all to replicate or to recreate what he was doing, but I said, let me try and get into that space to understand using similar colors and using similar structures or whatever, however it was. I didn't analyze too much. I said, just get into that space and see what you're feeling. Because I have never painted something like this. I paint something deeper with sometimes they are with symbols and structures and geometric shapes and different things. But at the end of it, everything I paint is the landscape of a human soul through experiences, through observation, and just the journey of a human soul. That's that's what I do. That's all I know. So that's what I do. Not because I do that, so I know that. It's the other way around. That's all I know, and that's all I know how to express. And I said, well, if the soul is wanting to express, why does the soul have to be conformed to express anything in a particular box? Why have you put yourself in a box, Sidrah Hakim? I said, and we got this canvas, and I started painting that. Went with the red. The outer layer was red, and I put a little bit of vermilion in the middle because I wanted shades of red that complement each other. I did that, and I because I didn't take this so seriously. I wanted to play with acrylic because I did not have the patience that I will paint this in oil and wait 20 years more for the oil to dry, the first layer, and then do the second, and then oil requires a certain level of seriousness from me. I didn't want that. I wanted to play with the color. I wanted acrylic dries, no brainer. So yes, red and vermilion it was. And I don't know what called me to the yellow. So I put a little tiny dot of yellow in the middle. And I said, we'll see what I do with the yellow. Do I spread it out? Do I just splosh it so that it's a thick paint of yellow, or do I just make a shape? I don't know. So the yellow went, and then I knew I wanted a platform. So there was so I used a lighter shade of blue, blue gray on top of the yellow to make just a platform. I said, okay, this is what I have observed with the grand artist. And it dried, and I looked at it, and it did not feel like me. I tried to understand, I tried to analyze it, and I said, it is beautiful still. The first layer was, to me, a new experience. Painting something like this for the first time was a brand new experience. And I looked at it and I did think, as a viewer, as an observer, this has so much meaning too. The landscape is open for me to feel what it is I want to feel. The landscape is open for me to just understand what it is that I'm not able to understand. And that leads to infinite possibilities. I loved it. To me, it was not complete. I said, no, this does not have. I understood. I said, what I set out to do, I understood it completely from my point of view. Nothing set in stone, but I wanted to understand what an artist of that caliber must have gone through, or maybe I could. No one can ever tell what's going on in somebody else's mind, what is going on in somebody else's heart, or what is their personal journey of higher consciousness. Nobody can tell that. No matter how much a person expresses or writes or just puts themselves out there, no one will know that. That is something sacred between just the light within one person that connects with the light, with the source, divine, whatever is out there, whatever it is you believe in. That's how I personally view it. And to me, I sort of went on that journey and I understood. I understood that the possibility to interpret a painting is always infinite. It does not matter what an artist paints. It can be geometry, it can be landscape, seascape, spiritual art, abstract art, it can be anything. But the possibility to interpret any artwork need not be a painting, it can be a sculpture, it can be an artifact, it can be just a historical site, it can be just one random color that anyone sees. I always say that. If it hits your soul, the possibility to interpret that particular piece, the possibilities are infinite. And that was the core message of that. And I understood that, I got that. But for me, it was incomplete. We shall complete it, we shall do it, whatever it is, that is our style. So we went with the layer number 2 and similar colors. I didn't want to disturb the colors, but I just wanted to thicken the layer to make it a little bit stronger. So the red, vermilion, yellow, and the blue gray platform went ahead. I All I did was I just layered what already existed. I said, what can I do to bring out me from this brand new experience? It still needed me in it. And then it came to me naturally. I think I finished it in maybe 10 minutes. I just made the platform of the blue, if you can see. It's really subtle, but there is a platform. I said, okay, let us bring in a little bit of dimension to it. Since everything I do is about escalating to higher dimensions so that the consciousness can go up and up and up, higher dimensions until we reach the ultimate, mukti, moksha, whatever you want to call it. So I have my platform, dimension, however you want to interpret it. And I knew when I was painting that, I knew I'm going to paint a figure and it's going to be black. I was sure about the figure, and therefore the platform emerged. Initially, I thought I will just paint a black figure. Whatever I was doing, I knew it was a black figure. First, I thought I'll paint a black figure who's looking up at the yellow and the platform with the intention that the possibility of what exists out there. But I don't know what happened to me. I just sketched I didn't even sketch. I just painted the figure in black, and I gave it a little shade. I didn't want a stark black, so I merged it with the same blue gray into that black in the figure, and I finished it. It took me maybe 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes. Acrylic dried. It was the figure is just looking. He's sitting on the platform, and he's looking down. His hands. He's just sitting, relaxed, like his hands are down, and he's just looking down, like. And immediately I thought it's views. The name just came to me immediately. Views. So the idea is my point of view, your point of view, third person's point of view. There are views. Everybody has their own points of views. But this, I wanted to connect it with many levels of consciousness. Therefore, the figure is black. By black, I did not want it to be devoid of identity, but the black means opening up to the infinite possibilities that exist within the human soul. The red, when I looked at it after it was done, I looked at it and I said, that is what the red is. The red is all of infinite that exists, that we know or we don't know, doesn't matter. But red is all the possibilities, the infinite possibilities. They can be experiences, they can be however you want to interpret it. It's for you. The yellow is maybe warmth, that despite the infinite possibilities, there is always some light that will give warmth to a person's personal journey. And the platform that he's sitting on is a bridge. It's his bridge between the warmth, infinite possibilities, and his own limitless identity. But of course, it is for somebody else, it is for the viewer to see what it is that they want to see, understand it the way they want to understand, experience it the way you want to experience it. That's what art does. Art can make a person in this world of noise stand still, take a moment of pause, reflect, bring out an emotion. Good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. But it gives a human being the possibility to take a moment of pause. That's what it does. So you can take a moment of pause that can stretch for hours, days, years. Maybe you have a painting for years and look at it and still feel a different emotion every day, or you can have it, maybe look at it in passing by in a gallery or an exhibition or an art fair or something like that, and it's just 10 seconds and like, what is it? Whatever it is, art does have that power that will call to you. Need not be my art, it can be any art. It can be something that maybe your child has created and it fascinates you. You will keep it forever. You might frame it, keep it in your room. I've done that when my children were small. They painted random things and I framed them and I've kept them on my wall. So, yes, that's the power of art, and it's ageless. It is ageless. And that's what I wanted to share. Views. Thank you for being with me on this journey with my art, and let's see what I come up with next.